puncture sealant based on natural rubber latex. So this is the overview for today. I will show you who we are. Afterwards, I will present you a couple of solutions that we have on the market. I will go to the industry applications of natural rubber latex in order to see where we are. And I will finally present you the puncture sealant, and I will show you a journey we did in order to develop a new, more sustainable formulation. So who is Dunloptech? So Dunloptech is part of the Sumitomo Group. Sumitomo Group, I think, is very well known for all of you. Was founded more than 100 years ago in Japan, and we have Sumitomo has more than 79 companies worldwide. 31 of those are located in Japan. And one of these 79 companies is Dunloptech, or Dunloptech as you prefer. This is located in Germany, very close to Frankfurt, and we are not so many people there, around 72 employees we have there, and most of our products that I will present here too, they go to the OEM market. So these are the two main products that we have on the market. And one is the so-called tire air pressure warning system. That is this red or yellow light that pops up once the pressure of the tire doesn't match the pressure of the tire it supposed to have. And the other one, the topic for today, is the tire mobility system that, as you can see here, consists of an air compressor or air pump, a bottle. Inside of the bottle is the sealant, and the sealant can be pumped into the tire once someone has a puncture. So there in Germany, we have the whole research and development department. We have we receive our raw materials and we produce the sealant worldwide. Also, we have to check in Germany the properties of the sealant once it was produced, and afterwards the sealant travels very close to Frankfurt as well, and to Bad Kreuznach, and there it's where we have our filling station. They fill the bottles and they ship it worldwide. Currently, our air compressors or air pumps, we purchase them from Asia. So I will focus today, of course, in the formulation, in the research and development of this sealant. And as you can already see, natural rubber latex, it's a very important raw material for us because more than 40% of the formulation consists of this special raw material. This is how we deliver or how we present our sealant to the customers. We have three different bottles. No, it's not working. Yeah, we have three different bottles. This one, you can pump the sealant into the tire with the help of your hand, and the others two, they require this air pump or compressor. I like to show this slide in order to present you the industry applications of natural rubber latex, and I think that we all know very well gloves, medical and other kind of gloves, and if we consider gloves, catheters, condoms, and balloons, we will talk more than 80-85% of the industry applications of natural rubber latex. So I thought that maybe for you today it would be also interesting to see another topic, another application. And we will be moving between others, or maybe adhesives. Here is where we categorize our puncture sealant. So let's go for it. I will show you now the tire mobility system and what can we provide to the customer with. So when the driver has a puncture, and this puncture happens here on the thread part of the tire or of the shoulder part of the tire, we are able to provide a solution up to 6 millimeters. So if the hole is 6 millimeters thick, our product will work. If the puncture happens here on the side wall of the tire, which is not so common, we are able to provide a solution up to 4 millimeters. According to our experience, 99 of the times, the punctures, they happen either on the thread part or of the side part of the tire. So we are able to cover up to 99% of the puncture that a driver can have, up to 6 millimeter hole. So how does it work? So once the driver has a puncture, the driver doesn't have to have a look, okay, where did it happen? Do I have a nail or something like that? Do I have to remove the nail in order to pump the sealant into the tire? No. The driver just has to pump the sealant into the tire, and the driver has to drive. While driving, what you are producing at the end is you are coagulating latex, and these latex particles, they will match the hole of the puncture. Once these rubber particles find this hole, we also need a tackifier or a resin in order to keep these rubber particles within the hole, that the rubber particle doesn't go away, and in that sense, the tire is, let's say, self-repair, and you can continue driving without having any pressure, loss of pressure. So this is not so interesting, but of course, depending on the size of the tire, we have different bottle sizes. This is quite obvious. And we are not only able to repair passenger cars or SUVs, we are also able to repair vans and other two vehicles. We are currently developing a new product for bikes and electrobikes in Europe, and also, why not here in Thailand, tuk-tuks or motorbikes. So if we go to the past and we have a look at what we have to accomplish in the past, all the formulations that require to be as much as sustainable as possible. That's why we and all the competitors, we work with natural rubber latex. The application temperatures, they supposed to be between -30 and +70, and we all know what does this mean for natural rubber latex to be stable and to be functional at -30. Also, sealant response should be between 5 and 15 minutes, so after 15 minutes the driver will not realize any more loss of pressure in the tire. Shelf-life of the product should be more than 5 years. And we also have to provide the driver with a reliability. That means that the driver, once has a puncture and pumps the sealant into the tire, will be able to drive up to 1,500 kilometers without any problem. Also, disposal was an issue, but it's becoming more and more an issue. I don't know here in Asia, but in Europe, we are not only able to produce a product, to sell the product and to say, okay, goodbye, now you have to take care of the product to your customer. The customer will be also required to come back to us once the shelf life of the product was ended, and we will receive our product after 5 or 6 years again. We will receive it back in order to recycle all possible materials, or to dispose our product correctly. So if we have a look, well, I will show you now our journey in order to develop, let's say, biologically degradable formulation. And if we have a look to the conventional formulation, we have, as I told you before, natural rubber latex, around 40%. Usually we had a rosin dispersion that requires a chemical process. And also we have an antifreeze agent. This is what we had in the past and what our competitors also have. So we main focus in these two guys in order to make them as much as sustainable as possible. And we found out that these two, they can also come from plant-based, either extract or plant-based raw materials. So, sorry about that. So resin, we were able to replace the rosin dispersion, and also antifreezing agent. We have observed that we can get some glycols coming from as a side product or as a byproduct coming from the production of biodiesel in Germany. So a little bit more into detail. I mean, the resin, it's a carbohydrate base. I mean, a carbohydrate source, and also the glycol, as I told you before, comes from biodiesel production. So with these two guys, we are not only developing a almost 100% biological sealant, but we are also reducing the carbon footprint, because we don't have to purchase anymore these raw materials from USA and to ship them out to Germany. We have suppliers for these two guys very close to our facility. And also, at the beginning, we expected a better compatibility for our raw materials, since they do not require a chemical process or a chemical process to produce these three guys together. So let's have a look. We are able to test our formulation. We are able to make some extreme tests. One test is in Italy, South Italy, where it's quite warm in summer times, and there we are able not only to check the properties at very high temperatures, but also we are able to drive this truck as much as we want in order to provide the customer these 1,500 kilometers that it's required. And also in Sweden, North Sweden, we also test our formulation at cold temperatures outside, but not only at cold temperature, we also have cold chambers where we can keep our whole kit and the tires at -30 or -40 Celsius overnight, and then we make a puncture into the tire and we check the properties outside. And we have observed that with these three plant-based raw materials all together, we have a faster sealing. The performance was improved by means of 10 to 20%. Also, we are able to go a little bit down with the temperature. We are able to go to -40 Celsius. Some customers require -40 Celsius for this kind of products. I mean, I don't understand this much well, because who drives at -40 or even less? Even worse, once you have a puncture, you want to go out of the car and to pump the sealant into the tire at -40 Celsius. But anyway, they wanted to get it. And also we were able to improve the shelf life of the product almost by 20%. That means our product has now more than 6 years shelf life. As I said you before, we have checked all these three features together. And here you can see scheme, because you have not only our solution on the market, you also have a spare tire, round flat tire, and a seal tire. These are the four more common systems to prevent punctures. And let me focus on these three points. When we talk about price, our product is much cheaper, or let's say our kit altogether is much cheaper than all three tires together, or separately also. And more importantly, our kit is very light. So you have something in the truck that is lighter than a spare tire. So in this regard, you are saving a lot of fuel when you compare our kit with a spare tire. But not only are we talking about fuel, we are talking about also energy. When we think about electrical cars, you will save a lot of energy by using our solution instead of the other three. Also, disposal is much easier for us. We are also able to recycle some of the raw materials once the shelf life is consumed. And we all know that, disposal and, let's say, recycling of all tires it's a very energy it's a very energy consuming system. Yeah. So this is all I wanted to present you today. So I joined the company 7 years ago, and to be honest, I didn't know that this product existed on the market. But it did. Actually, in 2006, more than 1 million units were sold worldwide, and in 2020, more than 10 million have been sold so far, or in this regard. So, of course, the car industry is not going that well. Let's say the car industry, the car makers, they are not selling that much cars in comparison to the previous years, especially after Corona pandemic and these kind of issues. But we do have a gap here, because our intention is to convince the people that they do not need to use a spare tire, but to use our kit. That's why we are expecting to grow faster, or much higher than the car industry expectations for 2023, 2025. So we have approval for all of the car companies worldwide. And this is everything I wanted to present today. So thank you very much for your kind attention. And if you have any question, please just ask. If not, what is the price of the kit or of the sealant? Depending on the size.
Oh, it's fine.
For a conventional tire, let's say a normal car, we are talking about euros, between 20-30 euros. The sealant is much cheaper. The sealant costs no more than 10 euros. Yes, you have to keep it in the trunk because of course it's a dispersion and it must move. And this is and if you keep it in the trunk, you are constantly moving the product and it doesn't coagulate or you don't have creaming effects, these kind of issues. If you keep it off the shelf, let's say 1 year, it's already too much because we all know that we have some separation issues. Yes. So, thank you.
Sorry, I'm sorry I came late this morning. My bad.
No, not your bad. Germany was closed and I couldn't fly.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. It's a pity, but I ask you directly, which is the performance of the punctured tire? So can you drive it for how long, how fast?
Exactly. So we provide, well, officially, it is written here officially on back. We provide the customer that they can drive up to 1,500 kilometers, but to be honest, we test this product in Italy, in South Italy, and we make a hole on all 4 tires, and we drive back to Germany. And once it's sealed, it's sealed.
Okay, without tire pressure, or
you don't lose any more pressure on the tire.
Ah, okay, yes. Yeah. So, but it's not a kit that you put on the tire after you made the hole, right?
It is.
Okay.
It is.
So you made the hole, but you don't wait that is completely deflated.
You can also do that. We have different systems, and one system you have to pump with your hand, and of course you need complete deflection of the tire, and you pump the sealant, and then you pump
and
up to
air,
2 bar
yes,
or 2.5 bar
sure.
with the air pump or compressor. Yeah, we have both solutions.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, this is the other approach. Thank you.
No worries.
Maybe one
yeah.
If there is couple of thank you. If there is a couple of holes on the tire, still this is fine, or?
Yes, we have done this test.
Okay.
Of course, we don't tell our customers about that, but yes, I mean it works. It works up to 3 holes we have tested in Sweden, which are the most difficult conditions for us, -30, -40 Celsius, and it works up to 3 holes.
Okay.
4 millimeters, all of them, not 6. But because at -30, of course, the rubber of the tire is not so flexible anymore, so that's why we provide 4 millimeters.
But you mentioned that you are putting only 200 ml. 200 ml, 200 milli.
Depending on the size tire, I saw it here. I didn't think it was such
200 ml.
But well, small tires, 200 ml, as you said. But usually we get that as a standard. One of these.
Yeah, my question, doctor. Suppose this the first one. If this tire got the 4 holes, still we need to put only 200 ml?
For 2 holes, depending on the hole. That's always the question. I mean, if after driving you are losing a lot of sealant, of course this is not very good. Maybe you have to add a little more sealant afterwards.
Okay.
But this you cannot predict.
Okay.
It's also when you make a 6 millimeter puncture, you don't get always the same pressure.
Yeah.
You always don't lose the same pressure. It depends. It depends on something that we cannot control, that it's the tire and how the rubber reacts to these punctures. And this is completely different, even though you are using same tires, same same nail, and same conditions, same temperature. It's quite interesting.
Sorry, one more thing. If by mistake instead of 200 ml, I put 400 ml, is it any problem?
No, it's not a problem. I mean, maybe you will notice by driving that it moves a little more the car. You will notice a little bit of
Okay, jerking.
braking,
Okay.
but it's safe.
Okay. Thank you.